No hype. Depending on the ruling on the hearing that was going on today, Bryan Kohberger, the case may fall apart. And here's why. Now, you know the backstory. The 4 Idaho college students, 2022, brutally murdered. Kohberger and his defense team are trying to get the DNA evidence against him, which is really, really important in this case, thrown out. Why? Well, when you look at the DNA, the evidence that was developed with it on the knife sheath found at the murder scene, it's crucial to connecting him, right? So you have to put the murderer in the room. What basis did the defense have for getting the key evidence out? Well, that comes down to the type of technology that was used, and they are arguing it violated his rights. Do they have a shot? Let's bring in trial attorney Misty Marris. Explain their complaint, my friend, and the strength of it.
Yeah, Chris, this is a very consequential hearing, and this is really going to lay the framework for what we see play out at trial. So here's the challenge by the defense. First is an argument based on the Fourth Amendment right to illegal search and seizure. So what the defense is saying is that Kohberger's rights were violated when this type of technology, methodology called investigative genetic genealogy, was used to link him to the crime scene. Important to understand what that is. It's when an item is found at a crime scene, DNA is extracted, and that DNA profile is uploaded into these public ancestry websites. From there, investigators can develop a family tree, and then that family tree, they look at geography, the type of profile of the person they're looking for,
Right.
and then they basically have something pointing to a potential suspect. That's what happened here. So everything stemmed from the use of the genetic genealogy linking Kohberger to that knife sheath. And what the defense is saying is everything that came from that conclusion should be thrown out of the trial. And Chris, guess what that is? Every single piece of evidence, because that's what put investigators on the path to ultimately arresting Kohberger. So the argument, how strong is it? I watched the hearing. By the way, 5.5 hours were behind closed doors, but I watched the part that was public. The judge wasn't buying it, and let me explain why. So first, there is no expectation of privacy when it comes to testing items found at a crime scene. The knife sheath, that test did not require any kind of warrant. The second piece is the novel argument. Did the investigators need a warrant to actually do that search on those genealogy websites? The judge seems to be leaning towards no, which is what I would have expected, because it wasn't Kohberger's DNA that was on those websites.
Right.
It was a family member who voluntarily provided it and did so. So they say there's no standing, and that also that is a public profile. So the Fourth Amendment argument is not going to apply.
Misty Marris, well handled as always. This is a big deal.
Yes.
Let's see what the decision is, because it's going to really make it challenging for them to make a case otherwise. Thank you very much, my friend. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.